Hi, Wes Scott from LifeBack Law Firm, and today we're going to talk about LifeBack Law Firm um, suggests that all Minnesota law firms consider promoting human dignity. You know, our personal history, when we started out on this endeavor in 2013, with a simple concept of treating humans with dignity. And it was so successful that we got attacked for it. Because there are other law firms with different kinds of business models than ours, and it threatened them. And so, it's an incredible thing to promote human dignity and then get attacked for it. But it's not negotiable for us at all, regardless of the price we pay. And then if you fast forward to the fall of 2020, and I remember sending an email around to the staff, or I think to my leadership team at the time, and just saying, look, it's time that this firm matures and diversifies our ranks. And I let the staff know, and I got emails from all kinds of people within the firm saying, heartfelt emails, thank you so much. And excited emails from employees. I want to be a part of this. I want to help you. And there were some people who, okay, sounds good. and through this endeavor, we again were facing headwinds from, in our opinion, it's from people who didn't benefit from it, and who didn't see necessarily a problem with it, except they were all on board with it, and which I was thankful for at the time. And we set out on this endeavor. And for you law firms out there who are not fully diversified, who have work to do, and I think we all have work to do when it comes to diversifying our ranks, it is a simple recognition that, as John F. Kennedy said, when you're in a position of leadership, as attorneys are, you have a special obligation to help those who are not as privileged as you are. And I think that John F. Kennedy was exactly right, which is we have a special obligation to lift people up and promote human dignity. And so the firm, who at the time, that before we embarked on this, was, I would describe it as mainly white, mainly heterosexual, and we had employees come forward at the time saying, "I'm so thankful you did this because, I'm dating, I'm dating somebody who's of a different ethnicity, and I don't want to put his picture in my office." Or I had another employee tell me, "Look, if you put me in this particular office and I had to work there, I'd have quit." In other words, we had employees recognizing and telling us, you're not a safe place to work. And if we're not a safe place to work, we're not a safe place for clients to come in. So we set about to change that. And LifeBack made a complete 180. And today, we are the most diversified in our firm's history. And we're never going back. And it doesn't matter, for example, how many names I can be called, how many times somebody might question my mental health, how many times somebody might question my sexual orientation, and all of this nonsense that professionals should never be engaging in because it's not interesting, it's not helpful, it's not kind. But you will find that when you embark on this, you will be attacked. And so you have to set out in your own firm, you have to set out, look, is diversity negotiable? Is human dignity negotiable or is it non-negotiable? And if it's non-negotiable, be prepared. Be prepared to be beaten up a little bit for that. Not a little bit, a lot. But at the end of the day, it still remains that for LifeBack Law Firm, diversity is non-negotiable, as is human dignity is non-negotiable. You can work with us if you are different ethnicities. And in fact, we recruit people. We want different ethnicities. We want different religions. We want different sexual orientations. We want trans people. Everybody is invited to the table. And for your firm, I would suggest that you do this because for us, and our employees would tell you this, we are the strongest, most cohesive team we've ever been in our firm history. Recently, I heard somebody say, was there a problem with diversity at LifeBack? You will get people who the status quo is always good enough. And it's not. And I don't accept it. And so, for example, if I ever hear somebody say, well, Wes, if I have a white person who's qualified for the job, but a black person who's not, that question in itself is highly offensive. Everybody at this firm is included at the table, regardless, and we will seek out diversity. And what we're finding, by the way, for all you law firms doing this, what we're finding is that the more diversified team you get, the better the team you get. These are people who are highly secure with who they are. These are people who have been down the broken road. They've been called the names. They've been subjected to all of this hate. And they're a pretty tough group. And as myself, a white, straight male, I intend on spending my life promoting those who have carried a heavier burden than I have, because I have not carried a very heavy load, not even at all, not even very closely, than these people have carried. And I intend on doing what John F. Kennedy said, which is using this privilege that I've been given to promote others and to help others carry their heavy burden when the time is right. When you're ready to get your life back and eliminate debt, reach out to LifeBack Law Firm, Minnesota's most kind and helpful bankruptcy law firm. We employ and we want employees with all sorts of mental health conditions, with all sort of different sexual orientations and ethnicities, and we invite all the same people as clients. Everybody here is welcome at this table. Thanks for listening.